Hello and welcome. Hopefully this thing is rolling, but hello and welcome to the International UFO Congress. I am your host for the event, Alejandro Rojas. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself, but first I want to introduce Karen Brard.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy you're joining us today for our 30th annual International UFO Congress, UFO Conference, and Film Festival. I know that it was a very difficult year, and I'm very sorry that we had to go virtual, but it was something we had to do to keep everyone safe, and I hope we can at least have fun this way. And I just wanted to let you guys know that we are having some really good sales in our store. If you want to purchase one of this year's 2021 commemorative t-shirt, we have it in blue, and that's going to be okay, we're going to show that right now. If you get the blue one, that's a Gildan Ultra Cotton adult shirt, and in Carolina blue. It's 100% cotton, knit jersey, 6-ounce shirt, tape neck and shoulders, and those will be found on the store. And you need to pre-order if you want one of those shirts, because those are the only ones that are going to be made. So go on the conference, go on our website, www.ufocongress.com, and click on store, and you can see the 2021 pre-order shirts. We're also having it in black. And if you get it, the black one, it's the Gildan Heavy Cotton. It is a pre-shrunk 100% cotton 5.3-ounce shirt. So those will both be available on the store. And for all the other crew t-shirts and women's t-shirts, we're having a sale. You get $3 off of one, $10 off of two. And if you buy three, you're going to get $20 off. So it's a really good bargain. And if you spend $100 or more, you'll get an extra 10% off. So that's what we have going as far as our sales today, and that'll run until the end of the conference. And now I'm going to introduce again our illustrious MC, the wonderful, awesome Alejandro Rojas.
All right, thanks, baby. Okay, so we've got a few minutes here, and we want to go over a few pieces of information. So first of all, I kind of want to talk about the extraordinary year that we've had. So if you don't know me, my name is Alejandro Rojas. I work on the website openminds.tv, where I'm one of the main editors. Right now, I'm actually running it all by myself. In the past, you may have remembered that we had some great people that were helping us out with that. Michael Klein, let's see who else, Tim, Tom, I forget his last name, it's been so long, but names you will remember: Jason McClellan, Maureen Ellsbury, some of the people who worked at Open Minds. And now it's just little old me. But I was doing the podcast for Open Minds. I'm not doing that anymore, but I do some freelance writing. In fact, I also appear on television shows once in a while. There's a Netflix documentary I was on recently. I recently did some filming with Ancient Aliens, and I'll be doing some more things like that as well. So that's who I am. So I am familiar with the topic. In fact, that's why I want to go over what an extraordinary year it's been, because it really has. I know a lot of people in our field are a little frustrated and think things could move a little quicker or more could be going on. But I want to go over kind of in review what we have seen. So what was extraordinary about this year is kind of where things evolved from. So of course, in 2017, Luis Elizondo, who we're going to have talk later today and reveal some really cool stuff for us, he came out and said, hey, I worked at the Pentagon looking into UFOs, despite the government saying they had no interest in UFOs. That kind of started up this firestorm, and eventually the Navy admitted that, yeah, we do take them seriously, mainly because one of the cases that Lou had shared with the New York Times involved a lot of Navy pilots who had seen things. So after that, the Senate got involved. One of the people working with Luis Elizondo is Chris Mellon, who had a history working with the Senate Intelligence Committee. He then was able to tell his buddies, hey, look, told you guys, the military has been interested in this topic. You now need to be informed, because they've told the public they were never interested. And so you all, as our representatives in Washington, D.C., have not been informed either. So they started inquiries. specifically to the Director of National Intelligence. The response by the Director of National Intelligence was to start up a UAP task force to, at least we thought, maybe just to write this report that the Senate Intelligence Committee wanted on the UAP topic and where they were. That did happen. That report came out this year, which is pretty incredible. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute and why I think it's a significant report. But the other question was around the UAP task force. First of all, what were its origins? The Pentagon is saying it had nothing to do with what Luis Elizondo did in ATIP, but there's some questions there. Luis is kind of saying, well, there are some connections, and it's hard to see that there aren't any connections because, you know, a lot of the same players that were working with Luis Elizondo that he told us about are some of the players in the UAP task force. So it does appear that the UAP task force did have some roots in that ATIP program that Luis Elizondo worked for, despite the Pentagon saying otherwise. Now, you may say, well, the Pentagon, you know, they're the authority, they would know. But then again, they would know a lot about ATIP and Luis Elizondo that they didn't apparently know. And they put out a lot of information that was inaccurate that has since then, you know, been clarified. Thank goodness for redundancy. So, battery issue, we'll take care of that. Working out the kinks. So Luis Elizondo is the guy who turned out to be right. That's what's exciting about talking to Luis and him out talking to groups like us. Now he's talking to a lot of different people in the UFO research field, answering questions, and also championing this topic in Washington, D.C., and in the military. And we'll talk a lot more about that. Luis will be presenting later on today. And if you have questions, go to that agenda item and put in your questions right now, because we'll be asking questions from that chat from Huva when Luis Elizondo or any other speaker does their talk. So you can go in and pre-put in your questions there. The other things that have gone on is with the UFO task force is not only the questions about their past, but also the questions about their future. So for example, what's going to happen with them? What are they going to do? There were a lot of fears that they were just going to administer this report and then be done. But fortunately, it looks like they're looking for a home. We recently found out they've talked to NASA. They've talked to the Space Force. There's been questions to the Air Force if they would be interested in being involved, to which they said, not really. So it probably won't end up there. But some of the people that we'll have besides Luis Elizondo that have been following this story are Brian Bender from Politico and others that will be kind of championing this question as we go along as well. So a lot of really exciting stuff. So there is something going on. Now we do have this research going on. And even beyond that, that has brought credibility to this issue where now scientists are looking into it more, some of whom we will have at this conference, including Harvard professor Avi Loeb, who's an astronomer. He was head of the Department of Astronomy over there at Harvard up until recently. So he'll be talking to us about his project in looking into UFOs, taking them seriously and doing some science to try to discover what's going on. So lots of exciting things. To wrap it up real quick here, because we've got to get ready for our first exciting talk, a couple of things that I want to tell you about as far as the conference. First, YouTube. So we have all of the 2020 videos up on YouTube. You can join. There's a membership and you'll be able to watch those. There's also different levels. So we have archives that we've got up there too. So we've got dozens and dozens of videos from presentations from previous UFO Congress events up there as well that you'll have access to. And we're uploading those on a regular basis. So they're going to grow, and there'll be more and more of those. A lot of exciting moments over the last decade of presentations at the UFO Congress that you'll be able to have access to at your fingertips. And Karen already mentioned the t-shirts, but the last thing I'll mention before we move on to our talks is the film festival. So very exciting. We ran all the films yesterday. They got judged, and now we have the runners up for each category. So each category for long form, there is UFO TV Hitchhiker's Guide to the Cosmos, a sci-fi adventure. That one is actually a narrative, so it's a fiction film. All of the rest are documentaries. Space-Time and Extraterrestrial Paradox, In Search of Alien Life is the third film there for long form. For short form, we have Jupiter and Beyond, The Secret of 2001, A Space Odyssey, Agartha, Journey to the Hollow Earth, and finally E.T. Embassy. So those are the three short films. If you go to the menu on the left-hand side on Whova and go to the bottom to resources, you can click Film Festival, and then there you will see the list of films, and you'll be able to click links to watch those films. So those films typically cost money, but you can see them exclusively through the Whova app for free up until Sunday. And you'll also have a chance to vote for your favorite of those 6 films on Saturday. And then Saturday night, we'll have the award ceremony where we'll announce the winners, including the People's Choice. So what you all as the audience chose. So thank you all so much for being here. We'll be right back with our first speaker after Karen has a real quick comment here.
Oh, I just want to let you guys know that the sale is on all the t-shirts except for the newest one. The 2021, the pre-orders start at 20 and up to 24 or 26, I believe, for the larger sizes. But all the other t-shirts, yeah, if you get 3, you'll save $20. So it's a great deal. So get all your t-shirts.
All right. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back with our first speaker, Yvonne Smith.